It's been a really exciting season for us. As you know, it's our second season, and we stepped it up a bit this season, employed some different riders, and as you can see by our results, we've had a significant improvement. We had a plan of we wanted to be consistently top 10, chipping away for a 6th, and we've already had a 6th place and consistently in the top 10. So to plan, yes. Now the second half of the season where we need to push on a bit.
We're improving all the time, you know. We're still quite a new team, and I think we're going in the right direction. Yeah, there's lots of things always to be improved. You know, you're never perfect, especially not until you're winning anyway. We've still got a lot of potential to get inside the top 6. We're not a million miles away, so I'm going to be pushing hard for that.
I think the bike's already in a good place. I think the Lloyds British GBmoto Honda's performing really well at the moment, and obviously after the time I've had out injured and to be coming back now and performing better, I feel that I can make some improvements in my riding and my techniques to make the step from the sort of 8th, 9th, 10th area where I am to up more towards hopefully the 4th, 5th, 6th area. That's where I'd like to be, you know, and yeah, that should be in the top 10 regularly. Me and Pete are now starting to show promise of that, and I've had a couple of 8 finishes in the last couple of rounds, so we should, the worst case scenario should be 10th or better, you know, so we're pushing forward for that. Like I say, take the odd problem out of the equation, we should be, the worst case should be top 10 and the best case should be up towards the top 5.
What a start for Shaky Byrne. He just aims for the very, very first early apex there at Paddock Hill Bend, and it looks as if the two Samsung Hondas might have launched side by side down the hill. Dan Linfoot, did I say he was making progress? He's got Rutter now. He's moved through to 8th place, which is the position he reached in the second race at Snetterton. Here's Dan Linfoot, number 4 on the Lloyds Finance GBmoto Honda. What a move on the purple and white bike. He's come from a long way back. He's now launched past Keith Farmer into 7th place.
Good. Well, what do you always say about Dan Linfoot? I like him anyway. He's a fellow Yorkshireman, but he can ride a bike. There's no question. Good mid-corner speed past Hawthorne's the point at which Shaky Byrne dramatic. Oh, dear me.
Look at that, Linfoot nicks 7th, Farmer gets 8th.
Some good and some bad, really. A little bit disappointed with my opening laps. I didn't make a good start, and I dropped back from 9th on the grid to 14th in the race, which, you know, isn't ideal. So the first few laps were fairly hectic with some other riders, and I just had to chip away and come through as many as I could. There was a few crashes as well, which you don't want to take results on other people's misfortune, but along with the 5 or 6 possible guys that I overtook as well. So I finished 7th, which is the best of a bad job. You know, it's quite good points from what was a bad start.
First race we had a bit of an issue with the clutch, which we found on the outlap, on the sighting lap to the grid. Basically it was like the clutch was being pulled in when I was braking, so I had no engine braking, which just basically made the bike really difficult to ride. So we kind of knew that, but just tried to make the best of what we got. Got away all right in the first couple of laps. I kind of dug in and stuck my nose in as hard as I could, and the positive to take from it really is that I about equalled my best lap of the weekend with a bike that wasn't really working so well.
Shane Byrne will be furious with himself from race 1. Look at the angle of Josh Brooks as he sprints towards the first turn. But Shaky Byrne, would you believe it, 4th on the grid, first into the first turn. A brilliant start from the reigning champion. Linfoot, a better start this time, and Mainwaring in 12th. Smertz has jumped up to 13th ahead of Farmer and Hickman. Linfoot is now harrying the American, although actually he's about a second and a half behind him. Keith Farmer in 10th. To the checkered flag, Shaky wins it. Jacobson 8th, Linfoot 9th.
Didn't improve on the start like I was hoping to from the first race, but it didn't affect me as much as what the first race did, to be honest. I still managed to get away in quite a fast group, which helped me along, and I think I was lying 8th or 9th in the first part of the race, but more importantly a better pace than in race 1. Unfortunately the safety car came out after 4, maybe 5 laps. So that gave everyone a chance, well, everything cooled down with the bike. You know, the tyres cooled off a little bit, and when we got going again after the safety car, I just didn't seem to have the same feeling as what I did in the first part of the race, which was disappointing because I was hoping to go with the guys in front. You know, there was Taiko Suzuki of Jacobson, there was the Bill Base bike of West London Kirkham, and I was hoping to stay with that group. So I was a little bit disappointed not to achieve that, but next best was where I finished, was 9th place.
Second race, it still didn't really go to plan. We were kind of hoping that the changes made from the first race, where we had a bit of a problem, would help us. But at the minute, we seem to have a piece of the jigsaw missing, and it's not quite. We're not quite sure what it is. So a bit of a frustrating weekend, but we're hoping to find it before we go back to Walton Park.
Not exactly happy, but pleased we've come away with 4 point scoring results and no trashed bikes, but really we should have been pushing for 6th place, so we've got to find a bit, and we've got to go away from here now and be studying all the data and finding exactly where we can improve. And Alton next round is a good circuit for us, and we really need to be pushing on now. A bad result at Alton and our season could start slipping away from us.